Hey! Alright everybody, now usually I start off a lot of my videos by saying, hey look, I got another box. And this video is no different, just wait there. Look, I got another box. Right, okay, so you're thinking, what's inside this box? Or you probably know by the thumbnail or the description. But in this box is another motor that's been sent to me by CYC because the last motor went a bit crispy and funny and made some funny noises. Ooh. But so in this box is a new motor. We're going to strip down the old motor, have a look at the gearbox, see what's wrong with it, see if we can find out what actually went wrong, and then we'll try and put this one on and see if it all works and is all tickety-boo. But first of all, what did actually go wrong? So I fitted the CYC X1 Pro Gen 3 to my Engwe M20 e-bike, and the fitting was straightforward and everything went together as expected. The first mile of the test ride was going well when a loud unusual noise started coming from the motor. After I limped back to base, I tried the motor under no load and it would cut out and seemed to be holding back and getting very hot. I emailed CYC, and after a few more emails, they sent me out a replacement motor, and that was delivered to the UK in 4 days. Right, okay then, before I take anything apart, I just want to clarify a few things, because there was a few comments and people said a few things. Now the first thing is, somebody said, what gear was you in? Now, I was in the biggest cog, as 28 teeth, at all times. I didn't put it in any smaller cogs, it was always in the largest cog. The easiest cog, you could call it, but it was the largest cog, 28 teeth. I was always in the largest cog. I didn't put it in any other gear other than the largest cog. So that's that thing out of the way. The second thing somebody kept saying was that this motor was breaking. It was starting to break because, I don't mean breaking as in falling apart. I mean, it was slowing the bike down as in breaking. Somebody kept saying that this motor, after it goes over 30 miles an hour, it starts braking. Now, I know this isn't true because I've been down a hill at 34 miles an hour and it doesn't brake. And the motor wasn't turned on. So, it wasn't braking, okay? This person might think it was braking. I don't think it was. If anybody thinks different, put it in the comment section, right? But it didn't feel like it was braking at all. So that motor was running free. Okay, what was the other thing? Somebody said that the 72 volt battery is too much power for such a small compact motor. Now, if you go on the website, because I said in the video 3,500 watts or whatever it was, and this person was saying there's no way that motor can take 3,500 watts. It looks more like a 250 watt motor because it's so small and compact. But if you go on the website, it can take up to 5,000 watts. That's what they're claiming. And the Gen 2 and the Gen 1, I think they have done 5,000 watts on them ones. So that's that question out the way. Was there anything else? I can't think of anything else, but it was a few questions saying maybe why that went wrong. Personally, I don't think it was any of them that caused it. It wasn't a high gear. That wasn't braking. The voltage isn't too high. Because like I said, 72 volts is claimed on the website and it can go up to 5,000 watts. I was below 5,000 watts, so everything should be tickety-boo. But anyway, we'll start taking the motor apart in a minute and see what's wrong with it. And this is what they've sent me from CYC. They've sent me the new motor unit. I'll bring it a bit closer so you can see. Hope it focuses. I'll stand in front of me so it focuses. But they've sent the new motor, look, okay? Now, I'm not quite sure if the gearbox is gone or if it is the motor, but you've got the phase wires there, and that's the communication wire there. And it's quite a heavy, it looks small, like, you know, in my hand it looks small, doesn't it? But it's very heavy and dense. So they've sent me that, and that's what I'm going to be putting on the... This is the new part I'm putting on, but I've got to take the gearbox off. I've got to take the controller out. So I think without further ado, let's get the motor apart and see what's cooking. Hoo-hoo! Right, okay, here's the damaged motor. Well, it might be the damaged motor, and that's the gearbox there. It might be the gearbox, but they've sent me the motor, so I'm going to change this part here. But I got to take the controller out. It's already 2 bolts out, because when he took it off the bike, you take the bolts out. I think there's one more bolt on that side, lifts out, and then I should be able to do these wires here. So I'll start taking it apart, but I've got to take this device on this side over here as well to take the cog off, to slip that off that way. So I'll start taking some stuff off. Right, okay, I got the motor apart now. This is the damaged motor, and you can see there's got a cog on there. And if I try and turn it, it's really hard to turn. So it's definitely the motor. If I turn this around here, the gearbox part, I didn't really need to take this off there, because once you undo the motor, the chain comes off anyway. So I'll put that back on. But this is turning freely by here. I don't know if you can see this if I turn it. This is turning nice and freely. It does come with some new grease and circlips and like a big O-ring thing to put on. This is the new motor. The new motor comes with these bolts on here, because these are for packaging, so this doesn't fall apart. You take them out, because when you've got to put this part back on there. But I got to get this off first, and it is a circlip on here, so you've got to take the circlip off this to get this off and put it on there. And I don't know if you can see on there, it's got like a woodruff key type thing there somewhere. So that's got to go on there. Clean that out. I'll clean all that out, put new grease in, put that on there, and we'll put it all back together. And everything should be tickety-boo. It's pretty straightforward. It's quite easy to take apart. Once I've done all that, we'll have a little bit more of a little look inside this motor. I'll take that end off there, and we'll have a look inside and see what's happening. Right, okay then. I've taken the old one, the burnt out one, apart, and I've put the new one, all that's back together. This one's apart now. I can bring the camera in and show you exactly what's gone wrong. Well, I say exactly what's gone wrong. I'm not quite sure what's gone wrong, but it's not a pretty sight. So I'll bring the camera in a bit closer, and you can have a peek of this now. So let's get the camera in by here. Right, okay, all this bit over here is obviously the new motor. That's all put back together. That's all tickety-boo. Everything's nice and right with that one. But by here, that's just the end part there. I'll put that there. Don't need to see that. This is the other end, obviously. That's the inner core there. And this is the outer core. Now, if I just turn this, it's a bit dirty and greasy, but if I turn it around, it doesn't want to turn around. Oh, by the way, this bearing here, that's fine. Nothing wrong with the bearing. Let me move that back a little bit so you can see it a bit better. Let's see if I can get that to spin. Oh, there we go. So I push this out. I push the inner core out, and this magnet is snapped in half. I think it's, let me just grab that there. I don't know if you can see that there. It's all looking a bit peculiar, isn't it? I don't know if that's focusing. Let's put it over there somewhere. If I bring it up by here, let's see if I can get it to focus. There we are. See, that's the back of it there. It looks like it just looks all a bit crispy, doesn't it? Like everything's got really too hot. So that's snapped there. Then I'm trying to find, there's a, I don't know if you can see this on camera here, but this one here has got a crack in it. That's next to that one. Is there any other more cracks? I can't see. See if I can spin around. There's no more cracks in it, except obviously that's supposed to be there. It's just snapped off and it's flopped over there. And it was really tight in there, like everything's got hot. Let me see if I can get this close up by here. See if that focuses. Is that going to focus? Let's put my hand there. Focus, come on. I don't know if you can see that. But it's not too bad, but it is all dark and dusty in there. Like everything's got a bit hot and tight. Now, the question is, I'll stop kicking the camera. It was making a funny noise. It started making a funny noise all of a sudden, right? Did this magnet break and do something funny? Or did it get hot and break the magnet? I don't know. Which way did it go? Because the noise came first and then it started getting hot. So did that break and move or something and jam up in there, then create the heat? Or did it get hot and break that? If you're a magnet expert or a motor expert, leave a comment below. But another thing is, can CYC answer this question? Having the bike in gear, the lowest gear, 28 teeth, is it too much for this motor? Should you have a higher teeth, like 36 or 40 or 50? I don't know. I shouldn't think so. But anyway, that motor is toast. Right, so there you go then, folks. That motor is burnt out, crispy, is done for, right? The new motor's put in, it all feels free and nice and tidy. The gearbox was all right. The rest of it was all right. I think it was an invoice for this, for the new motor, and it was $258 and £50 delivery, I think it was. I don't know if that's... I haven't paid for it. It's in the warranty, but that's what the bill was, if you know what I mean. So I don't know if that bit is actually £258 and is altogether it costs £1,000. I don't know, because it all comes to bits, this motor. So if that bit fails, you can buy that bit. If the controller fails, you can buy that bit. If this front bit fails, they'll send you that bit. So it's all like broken down into components. So if something fails, it's not really expensive. But I did less than 50 miles and it's burnt out. And also the controller in the motor is supposed to have like some sort of thermal cutout safety malarkey, but it never cut out, it kept going. So I don't know. I just don't know. If CYC, if you're watching, send me an email, tell me why this has happened. So there we are. So I don't really want to put that back on that bike again, because is there something wrong with it? Was it because it was on that bike? When it was on the other bike and I had massive gearing, like I had 52 teeth, it was fine, but it kept pulling the front of the bike up doing wheelies. So I don't know. Should I put that back on a bike with a bigger gearing system? Because I was going up the hill and I wasn't going more. I wasn't even doing 30 miles an hour, I don't think. I wasn't even going that fast. And it was in an easy gear. So I don't know. So at the moment, I don't know what to do with this motor. Anybody want to buy a motor? It's brand new. Anyway, so I'm in a bit of a limbo now at the moment. So anyway, that's what's happened. That's what it is. Burnt out motor. That is the end of the saga, I suppose, for now. If you like this video, go on, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ho-hoo!